Hi everyone, so I want to talk to you today about sensitivities, how we run from our sensitivities and how they can be amazing gifts. So really it wasn't up until a few years ago when I found out that I was HSP and I read the research by Elaine Aron that I really started to stop running from my sensitivities. So for a lot of us, we may have felt like we were weird or different as a child. We may have tried to, maybe even been told, you're so sensitive, you're so emotional. All of these things that we're told and we start to take on as beliefs. And then we start to believe that being sensitive isn't a good thing and that we have something wrong with us and we need to heal and fix it. And this can put us on a huge spiral and journey, which we may call our personal development journey or our healing journey. But it can send us into this huge spiral of constantly trying to heal it because we feel like there is something wrong with us. Now, this can also be fueled by a sense of low worthiness. So for me, I felt weird, I felt different, I felt as a child like I had something wrong with me, and therefore I wasn't worthy because I had something wrong with me. I didn't deserve love because I had something wrong with me. It was ultimately was that underlying belief. So when we start to build worthiness, we can start to feel like, oh, hang on a moment, I've got these things about me. I'm very highly sensitive. I'm very overwhelmed by certain things. And the worthiness starts to come in. And sometimes the worthiness can create more healing as well, because as we start to become more worthy and see that we're worthy, whereas maybe in the past we would punish ourselves with our sensitivities. So I know for me in my corporate job, I used to push myself to go to London and be in London and be in the hustle bustle of London, and I'd stay in London and I'd not sleep in hotels. It was a whole process of overwhelm for me because I didn't think I was worthy. So to punish myself, it was like, there must be something wrong with me. So come on, don't be ridiculous, Gemma. You need to be like everyone else and you need to do the corporate thing in London. So that was kind of what was going on. Then the worthiness came in and it was like, wow, do you know what? No, like I'm worthy of more than this. Like I know I'm worthy of not putting myself through this experience. So I'll try and heal it. How about I try and heal it? So that was like the next stage. Let's try and heal it. Let's try and be like everyone else. Let's try and heal this sensitivity. It must be trauma. And at that point in time, and I'm not saying it isn't trauma, by the way, in a lot of cases it is trauma, and a lot of my sensitivities were trauma that I needed to heal, but there was a percentage of that was innate and that I did need to accept. Okay, and when we start to come into this world of entrepreneurship and mindset, and we start to meet healers and therapists, we can quite easily, from that place of starting to build our worthiness up, feel like we need to heal it. We need to heal it. We need to get better. There's something inherently wrong with us. That belief is still there, even though we're worthy. There's something inherently wrong with us that we need to fix. But the truth is, there is an element of that. And if you look at the research of Elaine Aron, there is an innate, an element of sensitivities that is innate. And I found this by looking at my own gene keys, that I've got sensitivity in there. And it's about having the acceptance of it. And my whole life, and I think a lot of us do this, through that process of low worthiness, punishing myself, building my worthiness, trying to heal it. It must be trauma. I must heal it and be like everybody else. Through this process, we run from our sensitivity. So we're either running from it, like literally, like it was literally for me, like fight or flight mode. We literally run from it and we're like, no, we're going to push on through. We're going to run away from the fact that we're sensitive and push through instead. Or when we start to try and heal it, again, we're running away from it being a part of ourselves because we're saying this part of ourselves should not be part of me, and I'm trying to get rid of it by healing it. And this is the real key thing we need to do with this, is that we need to shift it into a gift, okay? If it's innately within me, then it's part of me, therefore all parts of me are useful, all parts of us are useful. Okay, so how do I see the usefulness in it? And this is how this has played out for me. This is how this has played out for a lot of my sensitive clients. I work on a deep level because of my sensitivity. When you work with me, and my clients say this to me, like, I will know what's going on for you on a really deep level. I know, I feel it, I feel your emotions. I've got a lot of open centers, so I feel exactly what is going on. I feel exactly where you need to go, and some of the things you might need to do. I would never suggest those to you in coaching. That's for me to hold space for you to create that own journey for yourself. But I can feel exactly what's going on for you. And I can see what that road is ahead that you may need to get to. So this is an amazing gift, and I am so sensitive. I'm 26 out of 27 on the HSP scale. I've got lots of open centers in my design as well, and now knowing as well that gene key of sensitivity is in there, it really is a gift. But word of warning, for that gift to come out, for that gift to be fully expressed and utilizing that gift, we have to accept that sensitivity. We don't have to, we choose to. If we want a great life and we want a great flourishing business, then we can choose to accept that sensitivity as part of ourselves and ask us how we're going to use it as a real gift. So it enables us to get deeper with clients, it enables us to feel what they're feeling, but we need to be really protective of it, and we need to see it as almost like a sensitive child within us. So yes, we're an adult now, we don't need to act like a child now, but we need to protect it, and that is where boundaries come in really strong. And a lot of us feeling that sensitivity, we've grown up with conditioning around being people pleasers, putting everyone else first before ourselves, because we can feel on a deep level, we feel the world, we feel what's going on, we can feel that collective energy. Sometimes for me, I wake up and go, oh, I feel it, something's going on in the world right now, and then I'll have to go and check and see what's actually going on in the world, and usually it confirms that feeling. We feel it on a deep level, and we know what the world needs, we know what our client needs, we know what the group that we're in that moment in time needs, and we very quickly go into people pleaser mode. So to enable these gifts to come out, we have to put ourselves first and foremost, and this is the journey. This is the healing. It's not healing the sensitivity, but the healing is shifting what we need to shift to be in that place of worthiness, where it's coming from that place of cup full first, and from that space of cup full, we naturally gift others in our presence, because we feel what they're feeling. When we feel what they're feeling, we're shifting them. So when clients come into my world, even if I didn't do any coaching, they would already shift energetically just by being in that space. And that is one of our gifts of that sensitivity, but only when we take care of ourselves. And because we've got so many open centers when we're sensitive as well, that can enable us to receive and to receive abundance. We can receive abundance through our sensitivities, through our gifts, but we've got to take responsibility. Okay, so firstly, so number one, treating that inner sensitivity as if it was a child, and setting those boundaries, giving what it needs, putting yourself first, setting those boundaries around that, and healing around what that means for you, for putting yourself first and taking responsibility for your energy, because you are going to be transmuting. And I can't even tell you how many times spiritual teachers have said to me, just protect yourself. Just protect yourself. If you go into a busy place, just protect yourself. And I was pulling my hair out, like saying, oh, I can't, it doesn't work for me. And this explains why. And it's because I have that sensitivity on a deep level. You're not here to, yes, set boundaries, but sometimes we are here to transmute that energy through. So we need to be responsible for clearing it. So it's not about putting a wall up and closing our hearts down, because that's what stops clients and money coming into our world, but it's keeping that heart open, but taking responsibility for saying, hang on, this energy is not mine. I've just had a session with a client. I'll go stand on the grass, put my feet on the earth. I'll have a salt bath. I'll cut the cords, and taking responsibility for doing that grounding that is required. And this has been a huge part of my journey, has been that realization that the grounding is super, super important. So I've got a grounding mat, I'll stand on the grass, I'll have a salt bath. Not creating a drama around it. Old me would have either denied the energy totally, oh no, I'm fine, or oh my gosh, my whole day is ruined, I've taken all this energy, I don't know what to do. So it's not denying or dramatizing it, but simply taking responsibility. So your sensitivities are amazing, amazing gifts. And if you need any help using them, ask me about joining my waitlist for my programs in the autumn. I'm full until then, and we can work together on how we can bring out your sensitivities as gifts. But remembering to set those boundaries, remembering to put yourself first. And the healing is not healing the sensitivities, because there's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. The healing process is about coming into your power and having that acceptance for the sensitivities so you can use them as gifts. So I hope that resonates for you today, and any questions, let me know. Lots of love.